Jace, it's that time of the year. The draft has rolled around again. How's the prep going for you and the boys?
Yeah, it's going well, Ben. We're just finishing up today, actually, working through some strategy for the night. Whether pieces of whether we future trade or not, or we look to get back into the draft or get up into the draft. So all that type of stuff that we're looking at strategy for. And just in the next hour or so, we're going to present to the coaches and Richo and go through our order and how we think it'll play out. So nearly there, mate. Yeah.
You've traded into the first round, got pick 17 at this stage. Are you happy with how you've managed to get to there?
Yeah, no, it was good to get back into the first round, and we think there's a really good group of players around that area of the draft. And as I said, we may try and get up. If that doesn't eventuate, we're really comfortable with where we're at.
Obviously, the first time you're heading into a draft with a premiership under the belt, so people would say the list is quite complete. Where do you look to fill holes, or do you just take the best player available at each pick?
Yeah, I think this year's been a little bit different to other years as far as we have been really drilling down on potential needs underneath. So that's been an important part of our process this time round. So not necessarily just best available, but also looking deeply at the needs that we need to fill underneath. So yeah, that's been interesting, strategy that we've been using this year, and it's not simply been just best available. So we'll still work through that. We've got to work through that with the coaches, and they'll have a really strong input with that as well. But as far as having a draft after a premiership, mate, she's business as usual, and if anything, it makes you more competitive to get it even right again, mate.
Taj Woden, son of Shane Woden, is a father-son eligible. Have you had a bit of a look at how he's been going over the past few years?
Yeah, no, we have. We've obviously followed Taj in great detail over the journey, and particularly this year when we watch him with a greater focus. And we've been really pleased with his development over the year. He's a really good character, and he really works hard on his game. So we've seen some progress in certain areas of his game that he's really wanted to improve, which we think's a real credit to him. So we've sat down with Taj and the family and explained the situation. So they understand where that's at. He's nominated, which is fantastic, and we'll just see how the night plays out, and however which way that goes will be determined by whether he's bid on at a certain point or not.
Personally, you're nice and experienced with draft night. Do you still get some nerves leading in, or are you a little bit more comfortable now you've been around a while?
Yeah, I think it's still, I'm not so much nervous, but you can get a little bit wound up at certain times. You lose a bit of sleep at this time of the year, but that's all part of the process. I think once we've sat down and worked through everything, as we will finalise today, and then you've outlaid all your plans and that to Richo and the coach, and they're happy with where you're proceeding to, then I'm pretty content with once we get into the night.